I'm having some challenges with my Windows. Hold on. Welcome, everybody. Oh, we just had a little technical glitch there. So, welcome to Voice of Your Passions business interview series. I'm Stephanie Bonte-Lebair with the Empowered Voice and Empowered Business Networking. I'm excited to have an amazing guest on my show today, Peg Duchesne, who is a communication coach, consultant, content creator, website designer, and relationship marketing specialist. We're going to do a 15-minute interview today. We're going to drop some really cool nuggets for you on how to be better in your marketing. Peg also has a gift. So please stay on for that gift. It's a social media content planning gift. And so anytime I can get tips on how to plan out my social media marketing, I'm going to pay attention because that, obviously is time consuming. So stay tuned for how to redeem that. But Peg is someone who helps small business owners and business professionals get noticed and gain attention by helping to develop and deliver their marketing message. Peg is known as the message therapist. She massages the words so no one gets rubbed the wrong way. Her company is Duchesne Enterprise LLC, and Peg provides strategic solutions to marketing challenges. Thanks so much for being here, Peg.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be with you. What a week you've had. Wow, we had the summit or the retreat with EBN, and lots of members were there, but some great visitors were there as well. And you've just been busy, busy, busy knocking it out. And I'm just thrilled to be here with you for this interview today. So thanks.
Yes. And it is so interesting because my summit was all about the voice of your passions. And that's always how I like to start off any of these interviews, is to tap into your passions. So what are you passionate about when it comes to your business and how you help people?
Well, I love to help people, as you said in the intro, develop their message. And I guess my passion started, I went to grade school and was taught by nuns for the first 5 or 6 years of my life. And they did this thing called, conjugating verbs and diagramming sentences. And it was just so fascinating to me, the relationship between nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs. And I just really loved watching it all be mapped out. And I'm a ferocious reader. I love just the language and the way words roll. So I've been a wordsmith for quite some time. And I spent 30 years in corporate America as a legal secretary and then as a paralegal legal assistant in big law firms in Washington, D.C. And we did trial prep and depositions. And, lawyers go to school and they learn a lot, but I felt like my zone of genius was helping them come up with better words or better ways to state the sentence or the question that they needed to ask or tell the jury and those kinds of things. So, in 2007, I left corporate America and started my own business. Social media was just coming about, and I really was enthralled with that modality. And so it's my passion to help business owners who are busy running their business, selling insurance policies, selling real estate, selling health and nutrition products, whatever they're doing. They're busy doing that, and they don't need or have time to find out how to get the most out of their messaging and their marketing. And so that's where I come in. I love to help them get off the ground, get their platforms going, figure out what platforms are best for them and those kinds of things. So that's my passion.
I love it. So your passion is all about finding the right words. So that's fantastic. Tell me more about the transformation that you provide. So obviously you spoke to it a little bit. So people are busy running their business and selling their products and services, and maybe they don't have the time to come up with the exact marketing messages and all the platforms. Are there any other pain points that your people come to you with? And then how do you transform that and turn that into a positive result?
Such great questions. Thanks. So lots of times my clients have a website, but they haven't looked at it in a year, 2 years, 4 years. It's stagnant content. They're saying, I need a new website. Well, they probably don't need a whole new website. They just need some engaging content that's going to get the eyeballs of the people they're trying to target. So I love to help them with that. People are using LinkedIn a lot lately, and I love to help them craft their message, their intro, so that they'll attract the right people. The thing I love about LinkedIn is the 2 and 3 degrees of separation. was having a conversation with someone earlier today about something that happened at the Naval Academy, and they went to the Naval Academy. It turns out that they overlapped. One was a senior, one was a freshman. They don't know each other, but sort of being in the spider web, or that ripple effect of, we say 6 degrees of separation. With LinkedIn, it really is only 2 or 3 degrees of separation away from who you know and who they know, and now you know them, kind of thing. So the transformation I provide is by asking good questions so that they can give me an idea of the kinds of people they want to attract and the kinds of products and services they provide, so that I can craft that message that will then be delivered to the right audience.
Yeah, and you really speak a lot to, or you just spoke a lot to the importance of social media right now, because we are all in this virtual world. And so it's more important than ever that we have the right words to use, because we need to be able to reach out with our written words in a much more effective and efficient way than perhaps we did before the pandemic hit. Right. Because the power of being in person with people, obviously you can't replace that. Right. We're going to go back to it. Things are going to start opening up again. We'll be in person. And you want to be able to have both skill sets down, right? Like the in-person verbiage and the way that you present yourself. That's part of my zone of genius. And then what I hear you saying is, let's get really good at leveraging LinkedIn, for example, which has become a lot more popular in the last year. And people are really paying attention. And I use it all the time as a networking platform. So it's super important to be able to make an impact with your words there. So can you give me a specific example of a client that you helped, and how you've helped create a transformation for them?
Sure. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I was working with a friend who owned a bed and breakfast, and it was in the heart of Annapolis, and it was a lovely property, but they had repeat business. People who'd been there before, but they weren't attracting new people. And so Airbnb had just come on board. So we decided to list them as an Airbnb property as well as a bed and breakfast. And it really increased a lot of new clientele coming to book and stay and loving it as well. And we did it through the Airbnb platform, but then did target marketing through social media ads, Facebook ads, Instagram posts that also help people. And then we had a TripAdvisor where they would come and check in and then give a TripAdvisor review, and then we would give them a little bit of a discount or a bottle of champagne in their room if they did their TripAdvisor when they arrived and got settled, and those kinds of things. So seeing the increase in business as a result of that marketing was just really a thrill. Those
Yeah,
are the kinds of things I like to do.
that's awesome. And what I hear you saying is that you're also a strategist, right? You're a marketing strategist. So it's not just that you've come up with some great text to go in different places, but that you're looking at the whole strategy and you're saying, what do we need to do for this particular client to get them seen in the places they need to be seen? And then what kind of incentives can we create to get people to engage and do the things we'd like them to do and take the actions we'd like them to take? So I appreciate that strategy. So if you could share with our listeners today your biggest marketing social media tip, what would that be?
The biggest tip I want our listeners to take away today, or if they're watching on the replay, is to be consistent. You need to get out there and post something. If your strategy is 3 times a week, then make sure you're doing it 3 times a week. If you need to post every single day, make sure you're doing that. Determine the strategy and then follow through. That's the biggest tip. And I would be remiss if I didn't say, you and I came across each other's paths when you were involved with eWomen. And then we were both in Team Network together. We both led teams in that organization. And then you introduced me to Bank and Codebreaker Technology. And that's when I added to my tagline that massage the words so you don't rub anybody the wrong way. Because Bank is such a powerful way to know. We talk about the golden rule, but there's the platinum rule. We don't want to just treat other people the way we want to be treated. We want to treat them the way they want to be treated. And that's when I changed my tagline. I was already known as the message therapist, but massaging the words so no one gets rubbed the wrong way came about because of the Bank and some of the great training I got from you and power scripting and lots of those things. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. But going back to the business tip, be consistent. And if you can't be consistent, hire somebody that can help you either hold you accountable or do it for you. And that would be where I would come in.
Yeah, and this really speaks to how well do you know yourself? Are you the type of person who, when you set the strategy, that you're going to be able to execute it, or are you going to need somebody to assist? A virtual assistant who's great at social media, or a social media manager of some kind, somebody like you even, right? To help you actually do the follow through, take the action. I was talking to my business mentor the other day, and she said, Stephanie, she goes, you don't need any more coaching, because I was been having lots of conversations with different types of people who coach on different things. She's like, you don't need any more coaching. She goes, I can support you with coaching. She goes, what you need are people to take action on your behalf. Like, so you're directing them to actually do the thing that you don't have time to do. And I was like, thank you. This is why I hire a coach. Right? We need people to execute in certain places where it's not our zone of genius. It's not the thing that we're really be meant to be doing or spending our time on. So
Or
thank you so much.
even if you have a little bit of genius in that area, but you don't have the time, and your time would be better spent doing other activities that will generate more income, you can pass
Yes,
along those other things.
exactly. Revenue generating activities. So for me, that means talking to people on the phone, getting on Zoom calls with people, doing outreach messages. Like, that's where I need to be spending my time, not in, crafting all of the social media graphics and, mastering posting schedules and all of that. That's just, not where I want to be. So tell me, because you have a gift for everybody today. So
I
please
do.
explain what your gift is.
So I'm a big fan of having something on paper rather than staring at a blank page or staring at a blank screen. It's always better to have something that will prompt you. So I have my gift today is a 30-day social media prompting guide that will take you through lots of different ideas. And it's not something you need to follow per se, but it'll jog your memory or make you think maybe in a different way to post things. So it's things like quotes or different sayings, or what the day of the week is, or what are you doing for the weekend, and just so it's a 30-day suggested prompts that will lead people to, when they're scratching their head trying to think of, I'm supposed to post 3 times a week, what am I going to say? This will help them move forward in that progression.
I love that. And also, you could plan your whole month ahead of time, right? So you could say, okay, great, starting in September, because we're in August, or I guess you could start now. It's only the beginning of the month. I'm going to plan out several posts for this month and use that 30-day planner as a prompting guide so that you can sort of bulk your tasks together, get it all set, and then you're good to go. And then every day you can just say, oh, what did I put together already? So I love that. And you could also give that gift to your VA. If your VA is helping you actually put those graphics together, because I do, I have somebody who helps me with that, who helps me with content and social media posting. I could give that to her and say, here's another tool to help assist you in helping me. So you can give that to your VA too. So go ahead and give a hashtag Duchess to claim that gift, and Peg will reach out to you and connect you with that resource. Thank you so much, Peg. You're an amazing woman. You're so talented. I'm so glad to have you as a part of Empower Business Networking. And along those lines, if you are watching this interview and you'd like to meet Peg, or you'd like to meet other people who are like Peg, come visit our networking and mastermind group. We have an amazing time. We meet several times a month. There are a couple of them that guests are allowed to visit, and there are some that are member only, but you can find that information on my website, ebnnetworking.com. And I'd be happy to have you come as my guest. Just reach out if you'd like a ticket. And with that, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Until next time.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.